Chapter 7, Eyes and Vision. For the past few days, I've been talking to you about the body and its systems. Your teacher asked me if I could tell you something about vision and hearing. I told her I could. I know a little about vision and a little about hearing, but I'm not an expert on either one. So I told her I'd bring some friends of mine who know more about these subjects. I have one of those friends with me today. His name is Dr. Kwon Siu. He's a special kind of eye doctor called an optometrist. He can tell you all about how the eyes work and anything else you want to know about the eyes. Hello, I'm Dr. Kwon Siu. Are you ready to learn about the eyes? Good. The human eye has several parts. I'd like to start by showing you two parts you can see easily. In the images on the right, you can see what eyes look like up close. The pupil is the black part in the center of the eye. The iris is the colorful part of the eye that surrounds the pupil. The iris can be different colors. Some of you may have green eyes or brown eyes. When we say that a person has green eyes or brown eyes, it is his or her iris that we're talking about. The pupil is not as colorful as the iris. It is always black, but it changes shape. When it is dark, the pupil gets bigger to let more light in. When it's very bright and sunny, the pupil shrinks to let less light in. How much light will be let into the inside of your eyes depends on the shape of your pupil. Now let's learn about some of the parts of the eye you can't see just by looking at someone's face. This slide shows some parts of the eye as they would look if you could see inside a person's head. You are looking at them from the side. You can see the iris and the pupil. There are also some other parts shown. The cornea, which is a thin, clear tissue that covers the colored part of the eye. It helps to protect the eye from dirt and germs. The lens is the part of the eye that focuses light. The lenses in your eyes curve outward. The retina is made up of special kinds of tissue that are very sensitive to light. Light from the lens falls on the retina. Then nerves in the retina send messages to the brain. These messages travel down a nerve called the optic nerve. Now let's see how all these parts work together so you can see things. You may be surprised to learn that the eye does not really see objects. Instead, it sees the light that reflects off the objects. Light passes into the eye, first through the cornea, then through the pupil. If it's dark, the pupil expands to let more light in. And if it's bright, the pupil gets smaller to let less light in. When a doctor shines a light in your eyes, she is watching to see if your pupils change shape. Next, the light passes through the lens, which focuses the light and projects it onto the retina. The retina is lined with special cells called rods and cones. These are special kinds of nerve cells that sense light. The rods and cones send information to the brain using the optic nerve. All of this happens very quickly, so quickly that it seems like you see things the exact moment you look at them, when in reality, you're seeing them a few split seconds later. The brain combines the information passed through the optic nerve of each eye to make one image. That is when you see the object. So you can see here, here's your pencil you're looking at. The light goes through the cornea and through the pupil, and it projects it back here on the retina upside down, and then the image goes through the optic nerve to the brain so that when we actually see it, it looks correct. That is all of Chapter 7. Next, we will be going to Chapter 8.